Wassce 2026 Science Questions and Answers. This is going to enable us answer and prepare well for our upcoming Wassce Integrated Science examination. Number 1. Define each of the following terms. Compound, mixture. Now we will start by defining what compound is. Compound is a substance formed from two or more atoms of different elements, chemically joined together. A mixture, on the other hand, is a substance formed by the physical combination of two or more substances. That's the definition for compound and mixture. Now, we can continue to state two differences between an element and a compound. Two differences between an element and a compound. The difference between element and a compound is that elements cannot be broken down into any simpler substances, but compound can be broken down into similar substances. Element is made up of the same kind of atoms, consists of atoms of different elements, that is for compound. Elements have their own set of properties, whilst compound, their properties differ from their own constituents. Now, we move on to explain each of the following terms: greenhouse effects and then climate change. Now, we explain greenhouse effect. Greenhouse effect is the trapping of infrared radiations in the Earth's surface by gases or carbon dioxide or substances making the Earth warmer, whilst climate change is a large-scale or a long-term or changes in the Earth's weather patterns or the average temperature. Yes, that's the difference between greenhouse and climate change. Now we will move on to what electrical rectification is. Then we will move on to also using simple diagram. We explain the half-wave rectification. Now, electrical rectification is the conversion of alternating current to direct current. That's simply electrical rectification. So this is basically the diagram explaining of half-wave rectification. So this is a perfect diagram of how half-wave rectification works. Now, the alternating current is made to pass through a diode. The diode allows the only one half of the alternating current, which is in one direction, to pass through it. This is a perfect diagram for you to know the waveform of the direct current or the voltage. Now we state one way in which each of the following environmental factors is important to the life cycle of crops. 1. Rainfall. 2. Temperature. 3. Sunshine. And 4. Wind. Now, these are the possible answers for the importance of environmental factors to the life cycle of crops. 1. Rainfall. For seed germination. For cooling plants or soil. For dissolving mineral salt. For absorption. 2. Temperature. For germination of seed. Drying of seed. 3. Sunshine. For photosynthesis, drying of seed. 4. Wind. For pollination. For dispersal of seed. These are the importance of environmental factors to the life cycle of crops. 2. Give 3 reasons why goats are not normally kept under the intensive system of management. You also name 2 diseases that affect rabbits. You also draw the structure of 11 sodium ion. Then we state the 2 differences between organic compounds and inorganic compounds. Now, these are the reasons why goats are not normally kept under the intensive system of management. Goats are normally very aggressive. You know how goats are. Their growth rate reduces when they are confined. They are highly selective in feeding. and to increase resistance to diseases. Due to what? The exercise, when they are together, they can bring a lot of diseases that may affect them, and then they will start to fall sick. Now we will move on to name 2 diseases that affect rabbits as mentioned earlier. Now we move on to the diagram, or we draw the structure of 11 sodium ion. So this is basically the diagram of the structure of 11 sodium ion. You have the neutron, the shell, and then the nucleus. You can go through. Now we will state 2 differences between organic compound and inorganic compounds. Let's tackle the next set of questions. What are decomposers? We name 3 common decomposers in the ecosystem. We name 3 structures in the middle ear that helps in the transmission of sound waves. We mentioned 2 ways in which ear moves are important. Decomposers are organisms that feed or depend on dead organic materials and thereby aid the decay process of those dead organisms, or they are organisms that break down or decompose or cause decay of dead organisms. We name 3 common decomposers in an ecosystem. Now we can name bacteria, earthworm, any saprophyte, millipede, and termites. These are the basic decomposers in an ecosystem. Now we name 3 structures in the middle ear that helps in the transmission of sound wave. Now we mentioned 2 ways in which earmuffs are important. Ways in which earmuffs are important. They protect the ear against noise of high frequency to keep a person's ear warm in a cold environment. They also protect the ear against hearing loss. They prevent dust from entering the ear. If you've really enjoyed today's episode, Kindly like and subscribe. Kindly share to your friends as we are bringing you more of this. Thank you. Bye bye.